Hello, my name's Joel Gunn. I am at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro Anthropology Department, but I haven't always been here. Actually, I met Willie, I guess, 45 years ago or so. We were sharing an office in the University of Texas at San Antonio. He dropped out of the sky into San Antonio doing a visiting professorship for a year. It was 2 or 3 years, and he happened to be assigned to me. Uh, we were put. I had an extra large office for a not so important professor, and so they put Willie in with me, and it proved to be absolutely the most profitable, wonderful academic relationship that I've experienced in my lifetime. Another Mesoamerican archaeologist, Dick Adams, was there, and he and I were when Willie appeared. He and I were working on a paper that on the impact of climate change on culture change in Mesoamerica. And we sent it off, and there was immediately accepted and published in the Journal of World Archaeology. And Willie said, "Well, you should do one on the Maya lowlands." Said that looked pretty good. And I says, "Well, Willie, you should do that paper. You're the expert on the Maya lowlands." And he got this kind of blink in his eye, and he was off, and he continued on that perspective for the entire 40 or 50 years of our career together. I have no idea how many papers that we published. Many of them in and at least initially they were kind of focused on climate change and culture change. He did a really good job of figuring out how to correlate the the condition of high latitude glaciers, like in Greenland and stuff like that, how that showed what was probably going on in the Maya lowlands in terms of climate change. So we actually had a better way of looking at climate 45 years ago than you can't say better than what's available now, but anyway, it was pretty good for the time. So what I think was the greatest impact on my career was that Willie, once he got started on something, he absolutely wouldn't turn loose of it. And so probably if it hadn't been for Willie, I would have wandered off and done other things besides climate. But Willie was always very focused on this climate stuff. For instance, as recently as 2019, we published an Encuentro paper, La Trompa Attractor, about how if you look at many variables, all the way from climate to economics to agriculture to various and sundry things, well, you can get this very broad perspective on how the people of the Maya lowlands developed in the face of a couple or 3,000 years of climate change, and how their responses eventually led to a situation where these cities that were dependent on rainfall to fill reservoirs and flush out the city annually and everything, when those rains became scarce, then this trapped those interior cities in this situation where they were dependent on rainfall, and it probably didn't. It certainly added to the reasons why the interior cities of the Yucatan Peninsula were abandoned, but it certainly was one of the contributing factors to it. So thank you very much, and sorry that everyone has to proceed onward without Willie's encouragement. Take care.